The white cloak is not armor. It's a lantern in a storm. It tells every hungry eye exactly where to look. So, if you want to survive as Kingsguard, you stop pretending you're invisible. You start living like a target with a schedule. I keep my life simple. Rules, routes, and no surprises. Today begins in the White Sword Tower, where the air smells of oiled leather and old vows. This is where the day gets decided, before the court ever wakes up to start inventing new ways to die. Rule 1. Put your gear on like you're going to be tested, because you are. I check every strap twice. Not once, twice. A loose buckle isn't a mistake, it's an appointment with the flaw. I keep my blade plain and sharp. No jewels, no vanity. A fancy sword is a speech. A sharp sword is an answer. I take water now, before anyone offers it later. I eat something boring before anyone offers something sweet. It's not paranoia, it's arithmetic. Rule 2. If you didn't see it made, don't put it in your body. In the tower, there's a book. White pages, black ink. The history of every cloak that came before mine. The book doesn't care about excuses. It records outcomes. I read the last entry. I always read the last entry. It keeps me honest about how fast a legend turns into a line of ink. I move next to the yard, because steel needs to remember what it is before it meets real meat. The yard is where men pretend the world is simple. Swing, parry, sweat, laugh. It's almost comforting, if you ignore the walls. I don't ignore the walls. Rule 3. Learn the angles that can kill you. A courtyard teaches you geometry. Balconies, arrow slits, walkways that look decorative until someone rests a crossbow on them. I look up more than I look forward. Most threats come from above or behind, because bravery is rare and cowardice is common. Cowardice is also efficient. I note who lingers at the edges, servants who pause too long, guards who watch the wrong things, courtiers who stand where they can see without being seen. In the Red Keep, observation is a weapon you can carry without drawing it. I take the inner corridors toward the kitchens, because survival isn't only swords, it's stomachs. The kitchens are warm, loud, alive, the kind of place that makes you forget you're in a fortress designed for secrets. That forgetfulness is how you die. Rule 4. Food is the easiest way to kill a king. So it's the easiest way to kill the person standing next to him. I watch hands. Who touches what? Who carries what? Who tastes first? Who looks nervous when no one is watching? I don't need to threaten anyone. Fear is already in the walls. All I need is presence and pattern. If I have to eat here, I choose the same simple meal I chose yesterday. Stew, bread, water. Boring food is hard to tamper with without being noticed. Sweet things hide bitter things. I also listen for what kitchens always know. Who is angry? Who is broke? Who is missing? Who is suddenly generous? Then I go lower, toward the cellars. The cellars are where the keep keeps its appetite. Barrels, stores, dust, and sometimes old mistakes sealed behind locked doors. Rule 5. If you smell oil where oil shouldn't be, you stop calling it not your problem. There are smells you learn once and never forget. Sour wine is harmless. Rot is a warning. Sharp chemical bite is a prayer you don't want answered. I don't linger. I mark it in my head, and I change my route back up. If something is wrong below, the safest move is to be above it. From the cellars, I take a corridor that bends twice and narrows once. The Red Keep is built like a thought you can't finish. Rule 6. Know your routes better than your prayers. I keep 3 paths between any 2 places: the fast path, the quiet path, and the path nobody thinks to watch. Doors matter more than blades here. A locked door buys time. A barred door buys distance. Distance buys survival. I touch the latches as I pass, subtle as breathing. You can feel when a door has been opened too recently. You can see when a bolt sits wrong. You can smell when a passage has people in it who shouldn't. The throne room comes next, because ceremony is where the court gathers all its knives and calls it tradition. The room is vast and bright in a way that feels like a trap. Sound carries, whispers travel. So do thrown objects. Rule 7. Crowds are a weapon. Treat them like one. I take my station where I can see hands, not faces. Hands. Faces lie for sport. Hands tell the truth before the mouth catches up. I watch sleeves for weight, belts for odd bulges, shoes for a limp that wasn't there yesterday. I keep my distance from the dais, measured in breaths. 3 breaths is my rule. Close enough to move, far enough to react. Too close, and you die with the person you're sworn to protect. Too far, and you live with the fact you failed. Later comes the small rooms, the solar, the council chamber, the places where words do more damage than steel. Rule 8. Never let politics make you clumsy. Men will try to use the cloak like a key. They'll offer you certainty. They'll offer you friendship. They'll offer you enemies to hate. Everyone has a list they want you to carry. I carry only one list: threats, routes, and exits. I don't repeat what I hear, not because I'm noble, because information moves like plague here. If you become a messenger, you become a target for every side. A silent Kingsguard lives longer. By afternoon, there's often a public movement, down steps, through courtyards, out to a sept or a gate or a square. The court likes to be seen. Being seen is expensive. Rule 9. The street is a killing ground with good lighting. Before we move, I map the route in my head like a battle. Choke points, balconies, rooftops, alleys that feed into crowds. I count the places a thrown stone can come from. I count the places a crossbow can hide. I count the places where panic can compress people into a wall. I don't walk in the center of anything. Center means surrounded. I take the edge, where I can pivot and cut a path. The white cloak draws eyes. I use that. Let them look at me. Let them miss the hands I'm watching. Dusk is when the keep gets hungry again. Shadows make men bold. Wine makes them stupid. Stupidity is unpredictable, which is worse than malice. Rule 10. Your worst day won't be a plot. It'll be a mess. A missing serving tray, a guard swap that happens early, a corridor that's too quiet, a torch that burns too low. I feel it before I can name it, a rhythm out of step. My hand stays near the hilt without gripping it. Gripping early makes you loud. Loud makes you late. I adjust position. I widen space. I pick an exit. I keep my body between danger and duty. because that's the whole oath in one sentence. When it comes fast. Not a dramatic duel, not a heroic announcement, just a sudden motion from the wrong place. I move on rules, not thoughts. Step into the line, turn the body, not the head. Make the target smaller, make the exit closer. I don't chase. Chasing is how you leave your charge unguarded. I break sightlines, I force distance, I funnel us into stone and doors. Doors save more kings than swords ever will. Night returns me to the White Sword Tower. This is the part nobody sings about. Cleaning blood out of seams, checking dents, retightening straps that betrayed you under stress. I write a private account for myself in my head, and I think about the public account that ends up in the white pages. The book doesn't record fear. It records what you did anyway. I sleep when I can, in armor loosened but close, because tomorrow will start the same way. Water, blade, straps, roots. And the same truth. The white cloak isn't protection. It's a promise you keep, while the world tries to collect on it.